I know you've been working in the financial turnaround for a little while now. How do you assess the progress of the turnaround at this point?
I think it's going really well. And you've heard me speak, Ron, about this, what I've called a polycrisis of a whole bunch of things hitting us: inflation, a labor crisis, Medicaid cuts, and so on. And Providence post COVID has really struggled to get back to profitability, largely due to just the increase in the labor market and in supplies and equipment. And we've also had major issues with getting the commercial payers to pay us on time and to reduce denials. And so all of those things, when they hit, they've really created, a lot of difficulty getting back to where we need to be, which is break even. We have been very, very structured, focused, and disciplined, as I like to call it, as we launch this year in working very closely with commercial payers to hold them accountable to the proper payment at the right time, to reduce duplicated programs, which there's so much of that in the United States, but also within the Providence footprint, and I think that has helped. But also to find our way back to the core. What should our organization be doing to serve those who are poor and vulnerable? And how do we do that in the best way possible with care, compassion, and great quality outcomes?
You've had a lot on your plate these first few months. You're one of the leading voices urging Congress to protect Medicaid. Now there's looming Medicaid cuts coming. The impact's really going to be seen in the next couple of years. How will those cuts affect Providence?
Substantially. We're looking at well over $1 billion of impact. Our net revenue is 32 billion. So that's a lot on our net revenue. And then you got all these expenses, and we talked about, inflation and all this polycrisis. So I won't go through the list again. So we're preparing for it. And that's why I mentioned early when we started our discussion around that, we have to stop the duplication of programs where you might have a program 5 or 10 miles or even 15 miles away, a service that's doing a great job, quality outcomes. They still have some capacity. And then another one, on the other side of the 15 miles that is only seeing some patients. It's nice to be there, it's convenient, but with minimum staffing guidelines and things that are very, very expensive to be able to operate that, you might also not get the best quality outcomes. So what we're doing is we have and I've been very transparent about this with all of our caregivers and our board and others. We have a very intensive initiative right now to look at how we decannibalize our programs. How do we remove discretionary spend?